This is Dan for Total RL, and I'm with my first guest, Mr. Allan Coleman, Swinton Lions and England Community Lions under-19s, is that right, head coach? For those that don't know us, tell us who you are and where you started on your rugby league journey.
I'm currently head coach at Swinton Lions and coaching coordinator, coaching director at England Lions programme as well. First started off playing rugby as we all do, and then went to Lee Centurions as it was then, now Lee Leopards. Playing in the academy system there, didn't quite make it there, and then went back to amateur at Lee Mines Rangers. Finished playing there, and then started coaching the under-18 setup, and then I went over to Lee Centurions under Ian Millward, doing the reserves. Then went back to Lee Mines as head coach, and then from there went assistant at Swinton, and then head coach now. You
was at Lee with Stuart, weren't you, at first? So you're a Lee boy through and through?
Yeah, I'm a Lee boy.
That's good stuff. Just out of interest, why is your first name spelled with two L's?
I don't know, I think you best spell that. Ask me mum and dad about that. Everyone says it, they always write.
We get asked it all the time, so I just thought.
Yeah, it's it's a choice, I think.
Okay,
interesting. With the trend.
Interesting. Do you have any other sports interests and hobbies and stuff like that? What do you do besides rugby league?
It takes a lot of time up, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, I can understand.
It takes a lot of time up. I've got a really busy job as well. Like doing a bit of walking with my wife. We go walking and doing a bit of stuff at weekends, but majority of the time, if we've no game, I'm watching a game or I'm going watching somebody else.
Always studying, yeah.
Yeah, we're always doing something.
That's absolutely great. How do you manage the balance of Swinton and England roles? Are you full-time in rugby league? No?
No. I have a really hectic job at Fusion Gas, which is it's brilliant. I love it. It's my escape. It's a brilliant job, a brilliant work environment. And then I'm part-time with Swinton, which takes quite a bit of time, to be honest. And then my England role is voluntary, and that's why I've stepped down a little bit now. I'm more of a working with the coaches rather than a specific team, so I'm spending a bit more time helping develop the coaching side of that. So yeah, it's very, very, very busy. You know, it's probably easier to be full time, to be honest, than it is the role I'm doing at the moment.
So you say you've stepped away a little bit from the England role. So do you still get on the grass? Do you still manage to get your teeth into some coaching and stuff?
Yeah. I'm always going down where they're doing selecting days, development days. We've just recently done some at Pilkington Recs for the under-16s, under-18s. Get out there, get our trackies on as normal, but more of advisory role now than actually coaching with them. Do
you still enjoy it? Yeah.
Love it. It's good. Just great to see young development coaches coming through and always striving to improve, and I'm learning from them as much as they learn from myself.
That's excellent. How do you feel about the group of players at Swinton now after the first 5 games? We've had some mixed results, so do you feel the boys have established an identity? I mean, there was a big turnover at the end of last very successful season last season. I mean, Will retired, Spencer retired, and Lewis retired as well.
He's just come back now. yeah. So
that's an exclusive
for you.
Excellent! That's good news.
We've got Lewis Charnock.
Brilliant.
He's agreed to come back. He's missing
nothing on Will yet. He's not got itchy feet yet.
No. It'd be great to have them all back, to be honest. They're great players. Yeah, big turnover, as you said. Really big turnover. But we identified we was going up a division, and we needed to recruit how we saw that. And we hope we've got it right, and it's difficult. It's a difficult competition, championship. We've gone down a little bit of a different route this time. And if you ask where do you think we are, I think we're okay. Fans and other people probably say, well, you've lost 3 games, but we've won 2 games, and that's really important to us. I know last year in the championship, last time they was in the championship, they only won 1 game and drew 1 all season. So it's really important we're further on than we was last time. Will we win more games? Yes, certainly will. How many? Who knows? We just want to be known as that team who hopefully will always compete.
Yeah, that's excellent. You took over first team duties at the Lions in July 2021 after the departure of Stuart. So do you still have a good relationship with Stu? Because you built up with, like you said before, at your report at Lee Miners, you've done really well, you were successful together there. So do you still speak to each other in a non-professional capacity?
Yes, he's a Lee Miners lad as well as myself, so most Saturdays we go and support our local team. Stu's always there, so I always see him, we have a bit of a catch up. he goes watching Leeson Tunes as well, like I do. So yeah, most of the time we see each other is always in a rugby-based atmosphere, basically.
How important are the likes of Rodders and Mickey Butt and the youthful side, who are two very loyal, consistent players there? How important are they this season?
Yeah, they're massive. That's why, you know, one's captain and one's vice captain. You know, how they lead and how they go about their business in training, off the field and on it is, you know, I want my younger players who've not played at that level yet to strive to be like that and follow their footsteps. So it's really important, you know, players like that. Touch wood, we've not lost them up field at all this season, which is really important. And they need to be on the field because, like you said, they're big figures for us.
Massive, yeah. How important do you feel dual reg is this season? I mean, Halifax got in 2 boys from Castleford the other week and they still ended up getting hammered. I think that you can't just go and get anybody and everybody who's available. They've got to fit your structure and they've got not disrupt the current playing group. So how do you structure dual reg? How do you use it?
It's got to suit us. When we spoke with a few clubs, you know, the club chose to go with St Helens, and I think you'd be silly not to with how they've gone for the last 4 seasons. And when we chose St Helens, you know, Paul Williams, Derek, Ian Talbot, Mike Rush have been absolutely superb with us. The talent they've got there is phenomenal, but so have other clubs. So it's really important we get that track, find that right balance. The good thing, what I'll never forget when we met with Saints, they turned around and said when they come to you, they do what you tell them. You know, Saints want to see their players adapt, so when they come to us, they've got to change how they play and what suits us. But when they go back to St Helens, they've got to be able to go back to their routine. So that's adaptability for a young player, and they identify that as being really important, and we do also. Yeah, and you know, we've had 3 players up to now from St Helens. One mainly in George Delaney, but then we had another couple at the weekend. But George has been phenomenal for us. So
stand out so far.
Yeah, and it's really important if Saints stay injury free. Potentially, you know, there'll be other players we can call upon.
That's great. Dipping into the amateur game now, we've seen a rise of talent come through in the last few years. Frankie Halton, the main one, he was from minors, weren't he? Matty Ashton, the wonder kid, can't stop scoring at the minute. Will you always sign players from that level who are obviously good enough? I know you're always trying to dip into it, but will you always give at least one a chance, maybe 2 every season? That's
my background. You know, I coached at community level.
Stick to your roots, so
5-6 years, and I knew then, and I still watch it as many games. People will say I'm always at a different amateur club as much as I can. There's talent everywhere in the amateur game. They choose not to play professional. You know, it's not that they don't get chosen to play, they choose not to at times. They follow a career path. We just picked young Badrock up this year, who I've known for a long time. I've coached from being a young kid. It was his time, it was right for him. There's players out there, we're still looking, we'll always be that club who look. We're never going to have all the money in the world like some clubs have. So we have, as coaches, we've got to do our own work, and we've got to work hard, and my staff and myself will always do that.
That's excellent. Did you ever watch Swinton or any rugby league at Station Road?
Maybe when I was younger. Who knows, if my dad took me, it's probably
the chances
time. I know they've not been there for 30 odd years, and I'm only 47 myself, but you know, I used to go watching Leigh from being 6-year-old. My uncle was captain Derek Pike, and my dad was heavily involved at the club. He was a non-executive member, now life member, and so I've been watching Leigh since I can remember time, and you know, unfortunately my memory's not as good anymore, so potentially I have been Station Road, but I wouldn't be able to put a date on it.
Okay. Haywood Road is now home from home for the Lions fans. Are you pleased with the growth in the area? I mean, the junior teams, they're striving at the minute, aren't they? The participants and stuff. So do you think with IMG being involved, can you see that the Manchester thing becoming a more permanent fixture? I know it's been highlighted that no Swinton fan really wants the direct name change, but with the way rugby league is going, I mean, I wouldn't grumble at dub it as an expansion. So how do you feel about it?
It's a subject what, you know, gets everybody talking, which is really exciting.
That's why I've asked the question, mate.
Really exciting. I think the first question you asked me, Haywood Road, I like Haywood Road. I think it's a fantastic venue. Whoever we play, coaches come and new people come and are really impressed with it. You know, the corporate setup we have up there is superb, second to none in this division. and even in Super League sometimes what they can offer for a view from a balcony and meal facilities and a corporate room is superb. Is it in Swinton? No. In ideal world, would you want it? You would, but we don't live in an ideal world, unfortunately. We need to grow this club. I want to be coach of this club, work consistently. We're playing in the Championship and we're constantly one of the top sides in the Championship, and that needs investment. And will investment come if we're known as the Manchester club? It probably will do. I think I think if you do it right, it can involve Swinton and Manchester, I've no doubt, along the line. And I think if you ask every spectator, do you want to be a top-end Championship club, they'd snatch your hand off. So I think that's the answer from me.
I think, like I said, especially for me now, I grew up going to Sedley. That was like a home from home in total. Spoke with John Spellman before, and he said I think it's 17 grounds, including one-off, Swinton have had in the last 30 years. So this one's like a real home from home, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels it. You know, the lads feel it, the Speckies do, and we do. You know, Andy Unwin, one of the directors behind the scenes, I don't know what you saw on Sunday, there's Swinton banners everywhere. So I know it's sales growing, but every week that guy works his socks off and puts them banners up, puts them signs up, and it feels like home. You know, we've got to create that atmosphere now. The fans do the best to do that. And I just think, if we can create some more new fans from that area with our old fans we've got and some older fans coming back, we'll have a right blend and a fantastic venue.
Totally agree. The hashtag on Twitter and social media is the Original Lions. Can you explain a bit about that?
I wouldn't really know that.
No, I didn't know if you'd be the man to ask.
No, you probably have to ask
Damien,
maybe Damien, Steve Wild, or Spelly. Maybe Spelly knows. I don't know. He knows everything else.
He certainly knows. We was just speaking about the amateur game. Miners Mayfield in the Challenge Cup this weekend. Will you be attending?
Yeah, certainly.
Wayne English played for Mayfield the other week. Never beat Wayne English. The saying is, would you love to see him again on Saturday?
Yeah, it'd be great to see. I know quite a few of the Mayfield
bit of nostalgia
lads.
there.
Yeah, really close to the Miners lads. I think it's going to be a great game. Who wins? I'm going to tip the Miners. Obviously, I'm a Miners man. But they're a good side this year. They've recruited really well. They've got a few Aussies in. They beat the professional side in Cornwall. So it's going to be a good game, but I'll certainly be there, yeah.
That's excellent. Ambitions for the season now. I've seen the update on social media today, and you've got 9, and you've just confirmed 10 injuries. So I know it's going to be very difficult, and Swinton are typically punching above the weight. So what is, other than survival, what is the other goals for this season? Not looking past this season.
We just want to be that team. We said it at the beginning. You know, we lost to Newcastle and we felt as though we didn't play too bad. We knew it's new to us. We learned some lessons against Newcastle. We learned the week after and we went to battle. We put them right and we got a shock win. It wasn't a shock to us. We know what we can perform wise. Then we played Barrow at home with confidence and we beat them. And we lose to Whitehaven and we probably took that for granted. But Whitehaven were good that day. Last week, week just gone, we got a bit of a drubbing, which wasn't nice to take. But against a very, very good York side. And I'm not one for blaming it. I won't use it. I know the club's put something out there and it's really important the fans are aware of the situation. But basically, we've got a squad of 28 and we've got 10 on the bench now. And, unavailable, so that's 18. So unfortunately we are where we are. Challenge Cup, you won't be using any dual reds because of the cup situation. Yeah. So it gives opportunities to people who's not quite played, and we've signed some quality kids at this club because I'm one for the future as well, and we need to get them in this environment now. They might not play a lot this year, but they'll be key players for us.
Learning curves.
Like Steve Matty Ashton and your Frankie Altons. For me, these players we've signed are like that, but they just need time and development. But they'll get some game time at weekend and development, and they're good enough. They've got enough quality, and we're going there to beat Barrow. And the only thing we care about is beating Barrow, if that makes sense. So no matter what team's on that part, I've got a squad at this club that want to play for Swinton.
That's excellent, Alan. Thank you very much for your time today. I'll catch up with you soon, fella.
No problem. Thank you.